Welcome back to Red Dirt Magnet Fishing. We are back at Lake Reno Fishing Pier. Water level's real low, but let's see what we can find.
It's Red Dirt from the future. The audio was pretty rough today. It was really windy, and no matter what I've done to try to edit out some of that wind noise, it wasn't working for me. So here we are with another voiceover. As I mentioned, we're back at Lake Reno on the fishing pier. Our first throw out, we didn't really catch anything, but most of the good stuff is underneath and by the edge of the pier. That's where things seem to get dropped the most, so I'll try to focus most of my time there when I'm out at this location. And our first throw under the pier, we pulled up this rather large bolt. And then here you see, ow. I pinched my fingers in between the magnet and the railing. Always be careful with these stronger magnets, you could really hurt yourself. Second throw there, we pulled up a nail.
With the leftover dog food from the other day, and still working half time. I'm about to take her out, but leave it over at the table or something. Okay.
Yeah, we pulled up a little bolt and a nail that had no head. Usually when I come out to this fishing pier, I start from the end, and that's where I find most of the stuff. Maybe it's because that's where I spend most of my time. So I decided to work my way down to the end this time and start further closer to the shoreline. Here we got what looked to be some kind of nail, but it didn't really have a point on it. Anywhere else I might have thought it was like the axle from a children's toy truck or something. But it's out of the water now. There's a hook, metal hook, and a hooker. It was so windy it was hard to keep the wagon from blowing away. It kept rolling in the wind. I got my rope stuck in between the boards and around the edge there, so I had to kick it loose. Another hooker in El Reno. So every time we've been out to this pier, we found at least one tool, one pair of scissors, and a knife of some sort. So won't give you any spoilers, but let's see if we hold with that trend on this particular outing. There's a piece of fishing line hanging down underneath this nail. Looks like it was stuck to the nail in the corrosion somehow. I like to throw out and then grab the rope so that the magnet swings around underneath the dock. Usually I can get it at least halfway under the dock so that we can make sure we cover the entire area, doing both sides that way. Looks like another piece of fishing line stuck in the junk, the corrosion and stuff that we pulled up that time. But there's a little thing that I learned from Team Sneak Attack. I've got my scraper attached to a little zippy pull line attached to my bucket, so whenever I need it, it's right there. I don't have to go digging through my bag. That's very handy. It always feels weird to me narrating these videos, so if you like the voiceover, let me know in the comments down below. And here we have our first tool of the day. Will we find more? Spoilers. A couple of nails. Those pliers were definitely corroded to the point where they wouldn't open again. They might be something that could be cleaned up, but it's not really something that I do yet. Maybe someday. Another big screw. Yeah, that's a pretty good size hook. And a little spinner flashy thing that comes on a lot of bait lures. This wind was so cold and strong, it was giving me an earache, so I probably won't spend too much time out today. This weather was supposed to get up to the 60s, so I didn't plan for ear covering. And a little jig. Another screw. It's the lure on the back side, but then there's this bag. Looks like it's full of more screws and bolts. Feels like there's something down there that I keep getting hooked on, but can't tell if it's a strong magnetic pull. Here we got another bolt or nail. This weird piece. Kind of got a C shape. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're snagged on something if it's like hooked around like a rock or edge of something, or if you're feeling something that maybe has a low magnetic value, or something that's very magnetic but just stuck in the mud.
No. Bad. Sugar, leave him alone. Come on. He didn't bite her, but he got scared. But I'm glad he didn't bite her.
I've decided to get the hook and see if we can
You know he wasn't good.
pull up whatever it is that we're stuck on here. And it's just, looks like it's just a big tree. While I was doing that, I accidentally knocked the magnet in the water. That's alright, we were able to free our hook. That's one of my big fears with throwing the hook in blind, not knowing what's down there. It's getting it hooked on something and then not being able to get it free. But when we pulled the magnet back out of the water, we found another nail and another lure. And here we found our scissors. I said we always find at least one pair of scissors while we're out here. These were broken, not only the two finger pieces apart from each other, but the tips on both sides were broken off as well. But they were all on the magnet, so I don't know if they broke on the way up, because there's a tree branch over here that we were wrestling with. And we pulled up these pieces of steel. The top one has kind of got that wavy look like from that corrugated steel that you might find. Couple lures on one throw. Another lure and a nail, a nut. Maybe I should start adding a counter to the screen to see how many lures we pull up. These fishing spots are good places to retrieve them. Here we have the second pair of pliers. So far we've had 2 tools and a scissor, so somewhere around here maybe there'll be a knife. A little bottle cap. It's blue, probably a Bud Light. And another bolt. And a little jig head. Another tree branch down here I'm getting snagged on. Somebody's throwing a bunch of trees in this area. Oh, we finally found that knife. It's got that little wavy pattern on the handle. If you'd like to start magnet fishing or maybe upgrade your existing equipment, check out Kratos Magnetics. And they've given us a 12% discount code REDDIRT. Take a look at that knife. It does still open, but you can see it's been sharpened so many times that blade's not much left of it. I don't know why all these tree branches and stuff are in the water. Somebody told me it's for the fish, so I generally try to leave them there. I could use the hook and pull them all out, but if they're there for the fishes, then I don't want to disturb the fishes too much. Found a bolt and a hook and a couple of jig heads. And these washers with these stronger magnets, when they get stuck flat to the magnet, they can be difficult to pull off without using some kind of tool. But if you have a little plastic scraper, plastic so it doesn't get stuck to the magnet, it gives just the right angle of pressure to push the washer off partially so that you can easily get it up. This bolt, I was about to wrap up and leave for the day, and I decided I needed to throw at one more spot, give another spot one more good try. And so I focused on this spot a little bit. And I'm again feeling something down there, but not quite sure what it is. We did pull up another big long metal piece. Another hook and bottle cap. I got out the hook to see what it was that we were stuck on down there, and immediately snagged onto it, pulled it up, and I don't know if you've seen yet, but I'll give you a good look at it here in just a moment. There were 2 cinder blocks tied together and tied to this branch. We got it shifted a little bit and got our hook back, and now that we've got the cinder blocks out of the way, let's see what we find. That's an interesting piece. Looks to me like the leg of a chair. You've got like the little foot piece and the cross piece that provides the stability.
Like, subscribe, click on the bell icon to get notifications when new videos come out. We'll see you later.